Welcome back. Today we're in Doomed Encampment. This is actually the second take of this video because the first time I visited the Archprincess, and then I proceeded to botch the recording by hitting the wrong mute button. It muted my game audio instead of muting the thing that I wanted it to mute, which was Discord. I mean, I didn't even need to mute Discord. I just thought it was best practice to, and now the recording's gone. It's not like the recording was terrifically terrible. It's not like the recording couldn't have been like salvaged from that. It's fine to upload something with no game audio. It's more like I just got frustrated at the recording in general because I didn't think it was very good, and that kind of was the tipping point. Okay, that is an Ember Fervor. Yeah. Where are the enemies coming from? Why am I washed? Okay. Okay, that's the blaze. Come on, why do you have 1 health? Okay, whatever, I have thorns on the build. So today is a showcase of Cutter. Today is also a brief tutorial on how to sweep. And by sweep, I mean use the Sweeping Edge enchantment. I don't know if you would exactly be able to sweep with this thing. It is good. I find the build good, but I am also fully, like, not fully, nearly fully infused. So results your mileage may vary. Still, I think it'll be good enough. It is good enough without infusions. It's not like, you know how tank builds are very, very infusion dependent. This isn't so much. This is more like, if you can put the most important thing to get down are the delve infusions. Okay, so the first thing is, I'd like to ask you, what do you think the Sweeping Edge hitbox is? The intuitive answer would be that it's a slash that you do in front of you, in the direction of the mob you're hitting. Or, you know, you could say maybe it's a line, and it depends on how far, and it's like a fat line that goes between you and the mob and hits everything in the way. Those are sensible answers. Those are wrong answers. The actual Sweeping Edge hitbox is that you... Okay, they've spawned in my face. Please get out of my face. The actual Sweeping Edge hitbox is you take the mob's hitbox, the one that you're hitting, or meleeing directly, and then you expand it by 1 block in the X and Z directions, and 0.5 in the Y direction. Except, whatever mob you sweep also can't be... I'm mining with a fruit. Whatever mob you're sweeping can't be more than 3 blocks away from you, so you have to play pretty close. Which is... wow, that's pretty annoying. I mean, next, you'll also think about the trigger condition, which is, why am I standing still and not strafing around the enemies? You can't sweep when you're critting, which is a very sane and normal thing to do, of course. But you also can't sweep when you're midair, which is annoying, right? Like, and of course it has to be a full charge attack. That's workable, that's fine. We can live with it, right? You also can't sweep if you are quote unquote sprinting. And this isn't an actual sprint check. This check is, are you moving faster than the vanilla sprint speed? Which is not very fast, actually, if you think about it. It's like 130%, I think. And builds can very easily hit 130%. And that's before you remember that you're playing Monucommentary and Scout has a passive called Swiftness. And my Dread chance is 5%. How did both of those spawn? Oh wait, no, it didn't spawn a Dread. It was just it's just that the guy's an Enderman in the first place. So if you're moving faster than vanilla sprint speed, you don't sweep. Which is why I don't even walk when I swipe. I just stand there and hit the mob. This is pretty clunky to use. I mean, if you do it right, then you can see that you don't even necessarily need an ability to finish off crowds. You can just kind of sweep and be fine. I really hope they don't have like a good ability that lets them gank me. Okay. Oh, okay, we're in the boss fight, apparently. I think this was a bit early, I didn't realize how short the brown tracks were. Perhaps I should compile a longer playlist of dungeon music in the future. Yeah, so that's sweeping mechanics. Okay, that's a Dread and my shield is down. Let's retreat. It's really hard to tell how much there was sweeping and how much was Whirling Blade, but I think I would attribute a lot of that to sweeping. Oh, this is banging. I'm assuming I turned my my game volume up enough that you guys can hear this, but this is a banging track. And die. So long, sucker. Dead. So that's kind of tips on how to use Cutter. Now, why am I using Cutter? I have another M Scout build. It's a variation of the life drain one that I've shown before. But like this time it's pretty good because I put all the Delve infusions on it and like it benefits a lot from a couple of things. Okay, that's the sound of Lycans teleporting behind me. But this is a variation of a quote-unquote standard straightforward build. Oh my days! Yeah, this is why you use potions and not just relying on food and stuff to heal. Fortunate. Please give me my grave. I can't believe dying resets my music. Anyways, the normal build is you combine Cloak of Immortals with Dustborn Graft, and then you take Tari's Wind Eater to cancel away the magic fragility, and then you take Argentum to cancel away the excess attack speed, and that ends up to be a very solid combo because Argentum is a very tanky piece and very damaging piece, and if you don't need the Tari's attack speed, Tari's is a good, like, then you can very easily just toss that away, and yeah, Cutter can afford that. Most rogues can afford that really because you don't need any attack speed, you just infuse Grace. I love Grace. Grace is a very fair and balanced elf infusion. But for me, I don't like Ineptitude because I like having abilities. abilities which are supercharged by the fact that I am running Cutter and therefore need a bunch of damage and no attack speed at all. Abilities which I'm actually spending more charm power than usual for, because I don't even run the usual bottled wind charm. Like, I could theoretically be getting a bit more attack speed out, but I'm not, because I want stronger abilities. And to me, adding on that ineptitude isn't really worth it. Like, sure, the set is strong, but I don't need that more than I need having my abilities up a lot. Not just the damage you deal, it's also the stun and the mobility. And I don't know, I tried like Crimson Tide once and I didn't like that attitude, so still the reason I wouldn't like it now. So, what else is there to cancel Dustborn? Oh, the other thing is I wanted Offhand Shield. So, what Offhand Shield has damage and magic protection. It's Shackled Earth's Boon. That thing, it's been under for so long, and it got a tiny little buff. Or rather a rework, a budget reallocation. And it's now... I mean, it's not bad. It's hard to use, sure, but... sometimes you can just get away with it. The Anemia 1 is a much less punishing thing than Anemia 2 was. And it does kind of leave you a bit fragile, but if you are tactical about your positioning, you can offset that. Or if you take a different piece, you can just offset that lack of HP that the 5 agility gets you. I mean, it's a shield. Play around that. So, sure, great, we've got... Please stop being at stupid untargetable angles. Can I heal? Oh, second sorrow. Okay, so you take, so that's 2 pieces locked in. What do you do to cancel the cloak? What do you do to cancel reflexes? Or rather, what cloak piece do you take? There's helmet, leggings, and there's boots. I would prefer to not take the cloaked leggings because those are cloak 2 and don't offer me any other utility at all. Which, you can imagine how good those are. And of course I don't want to take the chestplate because that's Cloak of Immortals, and I'm specifically building this to not require Cloak of Immortals. What's left? Silver Moon Crown. Silver Moon Crown it is. Holy yikes. Okay. Where's the archer? Okay. And then what else? What do you slot for pants and legs and for legs? No, I should say same thing twice. What do you slot for pants and for chestplate? Melted Bronze-Skin, pretty competent piece all around, and does kind of shift the weakness of the build back into magic. The magic fragility wasn't exactly cancelled. We had an additional level of magic prod actually. But Melted brings that back to being a level down, and it's 2 in melee and prod. I am lagging so badly, I'm gonna retreat. Big yikes moment. Do I die from the fall damage? Do I have a potion to heal me? Save me? Okay. I'm gonna hide behind this pillar. And then take this guy out. Okay, yes, that's very appropriate boss fight music, thank you very much. And so for the final piece of the puzzle, it was originally going to be Pelias' Warden, because Pelias' Warden is a pretty good EHP pick if you're willing to compensate for the second, if you're willing to deal with it being a second win piece, and also willing to deal with it being a max health piece that kind of does kill your effective healing, especially when combined with the anemia from Shackled Earth's Wound though, so I actually decided against it. I went for Heisner Chains instead, which is a very strange pick. You'd think the Adrenaline 3 would be a massive budget sapper, and it is, to be fair, but it's surprisingly works out. The Adrenaline 3 is not a useless stat. There's enough base speed on the build that it doesn't feel bad because there's some speed from the other pieces. Dustborn has speed. I don't recall off the top of my head whether the others do. And of course you're not running Bottled Wind, you have the freedom to do a bunch of you have the full Swiftness speed suite. So you're going pretty fast. And then with Adrenaline on top of that, it does greatly increase your combat mobility. That's nice. Oh, you play Ice Greaves. That's the other thing you can slot in here. To cancel anemia, you can slot the Sustenance. I didn't find it too useful. I prefer the higher melee and projectile HP offered by Melded. Ugh, that's scary. I don't like going down there because I don't have like they break my shield, and I don't really have the situational awareness to do anything because I am lagging. Very, very unpleasant. Oh, the boss fight music is over. Well, never make the mistake of thinking that means that the threat is over just because the music is over. Hey, can you die? Thank you. Sweet. I guess I've got a few more moments left to talk. The fact that I run Black Sun Brew is kind of a legacy requirement back from when I was running less infused Judgment of the Outer World, because I needed that long regeneration to pairing with the Sustenance is very good, and the long regeneration allowed me to stay combat relevant for longer because I felt that was more reliable, more relevant than the quick heal that you'd get from consuming. But almost left the Fortitude element here. But nowadays it's just very, very useful for haste. I really wish Scout had its haste, but for now I cope with this thing, and I kind of hope that we switch to, when we upgrade to 1.20.5 or 6, I don't recall what the devs said, but I do hope that the braking speed can increase again, because it is really, really obnoxious to have to brake at full speed, I think.